Hello everybody, Vic here with another video, and today I'm talking the top 5 Jean-Claude Van Damme movies. I'm a huge action movie fan, especially our big action icons from the 80s and 90s. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Stallone, Seagal has 2 good action films. Chuck Norris has 1 or 2 good action films. But Van Damme is right there to me in that A tier, along with Arnold and Stallone. And he has some bona fide classics. So I want to give my top 5 here. I was going to do a top 10, but I'll be honest, there wasn't 10 Van Damme movies that I felt passionate about. In the comments, though, let me know what's your favorite Van Damme movies. Maybe give me your top 2 or 3. And of course, if you like this video, hit the thumbs up and subscribe if not. It's a beautiful day out here. Got the hookah. Oh yeah, that's hitting nice. That's hitting nice right now. Got my Blue Mist, the best hookah flavor by far. Let's get into Van Damme. We're going to talk about some runner-ups to begin with. Time Cop from, I believe, 1994. I only saw this movie really for the first time a couple weeks ago, and I was fairly impressed with it, although I do think it felt like Van Damme was kind of out of place here. It felt more like a Kurt Russell movie to me, but they threw Van Damme in here. But it's a pretty decent movie about time travel, a cop having to go back in time to fix things. And it holds up very well. It's 32 years old, but for an action film, it holds up very well. Time Cop is solid. Also, Lionheart. I mean, Lionheart is a classic 80s Van Damme film that's just missed my list, but fantastic film. This guy's doing fights with different people to kind of win over the heart of his daughter and his girl and escape his past situation. Super happy ending. Classic line of wrong bet. I mean, who doesn't love Lionheart? Okay, but let's get in the top 5 here. Number 5 is going to be Cyborg from 1989, which I think that for the most part is considered for most people a bad film and has a very low IMDb rating, and I get it. But I saw this movie as a kid, and I've always enjoyed Cyborg. It's a batshit insane story. Some alternate world where this guy is trying to get this girl back, a cyborg who has data that can have a cure for a plague that's plagued this whole world, essentially. And it's an excuse for Van Damme to have some fight scenes with some great bad guys. But really, the main villain is one of the most intimidating villains I've seen in action films. That dude can be a villain in any action film and be a complete intimidating badass. So this movie is really propped up by the villain. But there's a lot of cool stuff here. I mean, a knife coming out of a shoe as Van Damme's doing kicks. I mean, that's just freaking crazy. Okay, is it a bad movie? Probably so. For most people, they're going to come away thinking, what the hell did I just watch? I understand that. But it's one of those late night TBS, 1 o'clock in the morning. You got to go to school the next day, but you're staying up just to watch at least half of this movie, fall asleep halfway through during a commercial break, and then you finish it 3 weeks later when you're staying up late again on a Wednesday night. That was my experience with Cyborg, always watching it late night TNT. But watching as an adult, I still get a kick out of it. Maybe nostalgia talking, I don't know. But I do like Cyborg a lot, so that's number 5. Number 4, Universal Soldier with Van Damme and Dolph Lundgren. Wow, I got to think about this movie for a minute. Hold on. Universal Soldier, let me hit the hookah, hold on. When I think about Universal Soldier, I think about that scene of Van Damme in the diner when that plate of food gets put in front of him, and of course he's a machine, but find the joys of humanity, how good a diner meal like that can be as he eats and smiles and gets bothered during his meal. Who wants to be bothered while they're eating with goons trying, because he can't pay for the meal, so I guess they got to try to beat him up, but they get their asses kicked and Van Damme just continues his meal with a big smile on his face. That's a great scene. Dolph Lundgren, of course, Drago from Rocky IV is a great villain in Universal Soldier. Just a pure fun action film. But I will warn you, do not watch Universal Soldier Part 2. Even if you love Michael J. White, stay away. I mean, you got Bill Goldberg in there, which is funny, but I still would say stay away from Part 2. It's a terrible film. But this first one is a classic action film. All right, let's get in the top 3. Now, these are really, to me, the creme de la creme. The epic Van Damme movies that if you can only watch 3, stuck on a desert island, you've asked for a million things, they've all been turned down, but they offer you, hey, would you like 3 Van Damme movies? Faced with nothing else, no other choice, you're like, all right, give me the damn Van Damme movies. These are the movies you want to watch. Number 3 is Hard Target, and man, I love me some John Woo. 90s John Woo, you can't go wrong. Hard Target, Broken Arrow, even Mission Impossible 2, which many think is the weak link in the Mission Impossible series, still a huge hit, fantastic film. Face Off, man, John Woo was the man. And Hard Target, Van Damme has never looked so stylized. The way he films action stars, it's almost like every action star should have done a John Woo film. Slow motion up the yin-yang. Van Damme's kicks have never looked so aesthetically pleasing. Man, I'll tell you what stands about Hard Target is that you have two villains that both could be a final boss villain. You got Lance Henriksen, who's always amazing, one of my favorite actors from the 80s and 90s, Lance Henriksen. The other guy who ends up being the Mummy from the Mummy movies, he's amazing here too as kind of the psychic villain, but they both are like great villains. You got like a duo of amazing. How many action movies from back then have two amazing villains? Two co-villains that can both carry the load. But yeah, this movie's just fun all over the place, action throughout. You know, is the plot really anything to write home about? Absolutely not. And that's not what you're looking for in a Van Damme film anyways. This is John Woo and Van Damme teaming up for pure, unadulterated action. And I'm all here for it. Hard Target also extremely rewatchable. But let's get to our number 2. And this is going to be Kickboxer, the original Kickboxer. Who doesn't love Van Damme, Tung Po? Van Damme thinking about, you know, his brother getting paralyzed and kicking that tree thing until his leg's about to fall off. The training scenes are epic. The fight scenes are epic. Tung Po is an epic villain. I mean, I'm going to do a complete deep dive in the Kickboxer series, going into that in more detail, but love Tung Po. You know, Van Damme is great here. His trainer guy, I always forget the actor's name, but the guy that plays his trainer does a wonderful job as well. It's just a heartwarming story of revenge and redemption. You know, the brother mistakenly fights Tung Po at the beginning, gets paralyzed, and Van Damme is here eventually to train, get revenge. And of course, you have the classic dancing scene, Van Damme at the bar, drunk as hell, putting on the dance moves, famous meme to this day, all over the internet, that dancing scene, kicking people's asses while putting in some pretty good dance moves, I'd say. So Kickboxer is an all-time classic. But number 1 has to be, no doubt, Bloodsport. Man, Bloodsport, I'll tell you what. All right. The controversy with Bloodsport is that, you know, originally it says in the damn movie that it's a true story, but it was later found out that maybe, you know, the guy was kind of full of shit because the amount of fights he said he won in a winner advances tournament was mathematically impossible. So maybe this is all bullshit, but it doesn't make it any worse of a movie. This is a fun tournament-style fighting film. Van Damme, actually, I mean, even Tung Po's in this movie as not Tung Po, a different character, but great villain this one as well. And I love that montage in the middle of the film where he's being chased by the two dudes and it goes all throughout the town, the running, and that soundtrack is amazing. This Bloodsport has a great soundtrack. Look, it's just true or false, incorrectly told narrative, false, or whatever it is. It's still a hell of an action film, hell of a fighting film. Bloodsport and Kickboxer are basically 1A and 1B for me. It's actually hard for me to rank one above the other. So, like, for me, I can understand, some people have Kickboxer ranked above it, some people have Bloodsport ranked ahead, but they're both the 1A, 1B. Those are the fighting essentials for Van Damme, whereas then Hard Target completes my trilogy of Van Damme movies with more gunplay and pure action and car chases, you know, more traditional action stuff. So that's my top 5 Van Damme movies. Of course, again, in the comments, let me know what your favorite Van Damme movie is. Until next time, you guys take care.